Today this is going to be a really quick and a really easy cooking segment. We're going to take it easy. This time of year is Girl Scout cookie time, and that's when you'll see Handles with their Thin Mint ice cream. And I thought, well, why should they have all the fun? I love Thin Mints, and my niece Cecilia is a Girl Scout, and she called and asked us to buy some of her cookies. So I did, and when I got these, I thought, you know what? I'm going to make brownies with Thin Mint bits in them. Instead of like chocolate chips to make them fudgier, I threw in crushed Thin Mints, and the result was excellent. And I'm just using a store-bought, pre-boxed brownie mix. Duncan Hines is good. I really like the Ghirardelli. There's just all kinds out there. And instead of water, I add coffee, and it makes it that much richer. And boy, are they delicious. So I'm gonna share that recipe with you right now. For this recipe, you'll need 1 box of your favorite brownie mix, 18 to 20 ounces. Follow the boxed instructions, and where they ask for water, substitute it with coffee. You'll also need 1 sleeve, that's 16 crushed Thin Mint cookies, and then 2 crushed Thin Mint cookies for garnish. Now for this recipe, I'm gonna use a Duncan Hines because I like the dark chocolate. And they suggest 1/3 cup of oil and 1/3 cup of water. So I'm going to substitute the water for cold coffee because it really adds a richness to the brownie mix. And I'm going to use 1 sleeve of Girl Scout cookies. So, you know, I never really counted how many was in a sleeve. 1 sleeve had 17 and the other had 16. Isn't that crazy? So let's just go with 16. Maybe I had like the baker's dozen. And all I'm gonna do is put these in a sealed bag, my 16 cookies, and I'm gonna take a mallet and bust them up. I don't want them to be too broken up, but I do want them to be crushed enough so that the chocolate will melt and then you get the mint taste. Okay, so now we are going to get mixing. So I have the brownie mix. What I really like about brownies too is that I don't need the mixer or the stand-up mixer. It's just you and your spatula. So I'm going to add the oil. I'm using canola. You could use vegetable, grapeseed, just a neutral oil. And then the coffee. This is my little secret switcheroo ingredient. And then 1 egg. And if you think about it, try to bring them up to room temperature. And then my broken up Thin Mint cookies. I think they're better crushed. You know, I've seen recipes where people like them whole, but I think they melt much better and they really add a distinct flavor throughout the whole brownie mix. So all I'm gonna do is mix this. They suggest about 30 beats. And it'll come together and will form a really nice, rich brownie mix. With most brownie mixes, there's options, a 9x9 pan, an 8x8, even a 13x9. I'm going to use the 8x8, and I have already prepared the pan with some coconut oil. So I wipe that in, and I like to use glass more than metal. There's different cooking times, but I think glass is just easier to use. So now I'm going to take my mix and just spoon it in. I've preheated the oven to 350, and you'll want to bake that on the middle rack, but see all those nice chunks of the Thin Mint cookie? Oh. And according to the box directions, it says 30 to 34 minutes. So I'm gonna put it in and I'll start watching it at 30 minutes. So right when you take the brownies out of the oven and it is still hot, that is when you sprinkle on the 2 crushed cookies, because the chocolate melts and it adheres to the hot brownies. You could skip this step if you think you have enough, but I just think it makes for a nice presentation. Now, how easy was that? Is this a beautiful brownie or what? The hardest part of this recipe, honestly, is waiting for the brownies to cool so you can actually eat them. They're really nice, chewy, and dense. I just love them. Here, I gotta take a bite. Just the perfect treat. Thank you, Girl Scouts. Love these. And I think the best thing to drink with a brownie is, of course, a strong cup of coffee. Perfect to wash everything down. I just love this. Look for this recipe, my Thin Mint Brownies, on my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com. You are going to love them, and they're so easy. Cheers.